Come on, it's fast breaks. Listen. We back with another one.
Fast breaks, yeah, we coming with the takes. Never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights. Man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands. We run 3-man weeks, Paul, Dre, and Allen, yeah. Way more than a fan. We got love for the game. We don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm the run the fast break. Throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast break. Throw me the outlet. We on the break. It's fast break. We on the break. It's fast break. Let's go.
Yeah. You see us. You see what it is. Everybody waking up out there in the world. Andre, over there is Paul, we call him Coach Paul, and up above me is Alan the Man. We are a little crew in an ensemble that goes by the moniker Fast Breaks. Someone get the rebound for me. Outlet.
Yeah.
Season 2. Thank you for picking us this week as your audio adventure. This is a Fast Break special summer episode covering the Olympics. Fellas, how are we feeling? Andre, how you doing?
Blessed and highly favored, my brother.
Yes, sir. Paul, how we feeling? Yes, sir. Alan, talk to me.
We lit. We live. Let's go.
Okay, we don't waste no time. We don't waste no time in season 2. Let's get right into it. Fellas, we are less than a week away from our country, the US of A, bringing home the gold, many golds in many sports, overall medal leader of the Olympics. We are winners. But we got a gold in basketball for both men's and women's. You already know what it is. There you go. I want to start off this special episode, fellas. Talk to me. Reactions to the run. There was group play, there was exhibitions, and then we got into the actual tournament. I want to know about the run, semifinals versus Serbia, and the goal game against France. Tell me your reactions. Alan, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, bro. First, let me shout out to the women, like you said. They cemented another dynasty moment. They haven't lost since well before any of us were born. So that's crazy.
I believe it's 16 straight gold medals. 16, I believe.
Crazy.
That's fantastic.
Crazy. If you multiply that by 4, because the 4 years Olympics, 64. That's crazy. That's a long time without losing.
Wait. Wait.
Actually, it's not all Olympics. Some of that's World Championships.
Okay, right. I was gonna say, wait a second. All right.
But
reactions to the runs. We can cover men's and women's runs. Start with the men's.
Fire. It was fire. I think the Olympics and world basketball have become so much better to watch. I think it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching other countries as well. So it was just a fire Olympics, I think.
Word. Andre, reactions to the runs, gold medal runs, Serbia game, France game.
First, let me say this about the France game. Steph Curry is not human.
Built for war, Dell.
Steph Curry is not. And remember, the operative phrase in his first name is war. That man is built for war. All right. He's built to take home gold medal. All right. What he did was I would say it's ungodly, but only God can do that. That's a holy
Through
behavior.
God, I can do all things.
Amen. All right, let me say this. That man was doing things I never, bro. What a wild shot. Anybody else would be like, that's a chuck. Not with Steph Curry. That's a well calculated. That's a good shot. That's a good shot. Paul George would be up here saying that's a bad shot. Not for Steph. Not for Steph. Come on, man. Now, overall, I was very, very happy that we brought home gold because I'm not gonna lie, there were moments where I thought, damn, we really might not do it. There were some moments.
Shout out to South Sudan, man.
Huh?
Shout out to South Sudan, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
South Sudan.
Let me say this: the world is not as behind as we used to believe it was. All right, not in this sport. Not in this sport. Not when arguably the best player in basketball is not from the US of A. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to 2024. Shout out to bringing home gold. But I'm not to be pessimistic. I'm a little worried about 2028. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, well, we'll get there. Paul, reactions to the run. I know you had a lot of feelings about the Serbia game. If you want to start us there,
He did.
That Serbia game, right?
woo! Maybe top 5 game ever watched in my life.
Yeah.
That France, but that France game was different.
No, that France game is also top 5.
That France game was crazy.
Talk to me about Serbia.
I mean, listen, man. They put up a fight. I did think they were going to lose that game. I'm not going to hold you. I thought Serbia got them. It
wasn't for Braun, man. Braun and Curry.
Yeah, they were so happy to get bronze.
We got to give some love. It was Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor.
Yeah, that's a fact. But like Andre said, the rest of the world caught up, man. Like, I know you want me to talk about that Serbia game, but that France game.
We'll get there. I want to get some takes. Listen, because Serbia, I think everyone that was tuned in at home was holding their breath a little bit. I know I was at work and I stepped out of the main room in which I work that you all know, and it wasn't easy to sneak out of there. And I went to a side room and pulled my phone, locked the door, and I was screaming, but silently. Like I was like yelling, but I didn't let any audio come out. So I was just in this room, like.
So let me say this, right?
Craziness.
What that Serbia game, that France game, that South Sudan exhibition. That's what I want to see from international basketball. I want to see that competition. I want to see no lines talking all that talk about. Oh, we're not the world champion.
I hope we wouldn't bring his name up. I hope we wouldn't.
Listen, we got to. He's one of the biggest haters on Team USA basketball. So we got to. But you can't say anything now because the rest of the world is catching up.
What they gonna say now?
We hope he heals up.
What they gonna say now?
Let's just say we hope he heals up. We do want, we want track and field to rise to the levels that he's clearly trying to bring it to. So we're on board with that. We just hope that it's not at the expense.
I thought it was just COVID.
I mean, listen, you still got to say heal up for COVID. You still got
to. Wait, didn't he have
like 16 hours?
Did he have another injury too?
I think so. Yeah, well, because he has asthma. So for him, getting COVID is a serious. It's not a game. So we really hope he heals up. We want to see him back in golds.
To be that nice with asthma and track and field is
fantastic on everything. So listen, we're rooting for Noah Lyles. We want Noah Lyles to do well. We just had maybe a difference of opinion, and we also think it's probably not the greatest strategy to put yourself at odds with the most popular athletes in your home country. Maybe only second to football quarterbacks and just quarterbacks.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, LeBron might be the most popular athlete.
I mean, when you say LeBron versus Tom Brady, it's an argument, right? So like to do like comparisons, right, in terms of popularity. So
and the fact that LeBron was the best player in almost every game,
talk about it.
40 years old is ridiculous.
It's insane. Well, not the last two.
I was shocked. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought some of these other players were gonna step up and like carry the load.
That's why I'm a little worried about 2028.
I want to get to that because we're gonna talk about what we learned about this generation of U.S. superstars who have dubbed themselves the Avengers. We had the Dream Team, the Redeem Team, and these guys are apparently the Avengers. We'll get to that, but I want to really break down that Serbia game. So I'm gonna come back to you, Alan. Bogdan Bogdanovic
Problem.
throwing the threes to his temple. Jokic being more of a pure big man than we really ever see him be, but still
Correct.
being Jokic.
Yeah.
What was going right for Serbia, and what ultimately was the adjustment that you saw the U.S. make to allow them to be victorious?
The adjustment they made, don't boo me, the refs.
Oh no.
Very bad
Who's this
mistake.
man?
Oh no.
Paul, do we have a boo button?
That's
Let me
LeBron's
stop.
specialty. What
I'm
do you
joking.
mean?
I'm-
I've seen it
I'm
several
like-
times.
I'm mostly joking, but if you ask the Serbians, they think they should have been in the gold medal. That's why they're so happy. I don't know if y'all heard it, but after the bronze medal match, the Serbian coach was saying that was the
Yeah.
real gold medal match because like the French team also had like a questionable call. But anyway, I think he's salty. But yeah. So I think what worked really well for Serbia and all of them was they really slowed the game down. You couldn't take them out of like their pace. And obviously when you got Jokic doing what he wants to do, who I think is still the best player in the world right now, after what I saw from him in the Olympics, like you can't stop him. So when he's making like literally like I don't like, for lack of disrespect, like these lower talent people like look that nice where they're making like mad jump shots and everything. Like, of course, they give the USA trouble. And on top of everything else, like when you playing like the Olympic game, it seems to be a little bit more physical, and I think that kind of takes USA out of it because they're used to like some things being like foul calls and scoring a little bit easier. So I think all that kind of took them out of it. And on top of everything too, they had like turnovers, a lot of turnovers too. So I think we put all that together. It's not like too surprising that Serbia was up by like 14, but I'm just happy they was able to come back. I think the talent level itself is enough. When you have that much talent on the team, it's just enough to win anything. To win any game.
Was it all talent though, Dre? They were down 17 going into the fourth, and with 5 minutes left, they were down 7. Talk to me about, one of me and you's favorite words, execution. Talk to me about the execution that USA engaged in that last stretch of the fourth quarter to get the dub. What did you see?
Well, one thing I saw that was huge was the uptick in transition basketball, and it starts on the defense, honestly. And when you talk about transition basketball, the number one leader that comes to mind, LeBron James, King James, okay? He is the guy that he has done it several times in his career, and he did it right now where he is able to turn around whole series with how he's able to affect. I think it was in the Serbia game where he blocked the living hell off the backboard.
Oh God!
What a page turner! He in his career he has had some of the best blocks I've ever seen. These chase down blocks, and it's always you never see it coming, and it does the same thing. It demoralizes the other team in such a way, and it's just something guys feed off of. So in terms of execution, that was such a timely block on defense, but being able to turn around and now they're so worried about shooting because that's when Steph Curry starts going off. LeBron's able to go in more, a lot more.
Let me jump in real quick on that point to emphasize. The thing about the LeBron pin block is that he used to just pin it and take the rebound himself, but now in an older age, what he does now that's really effective, people don't pick up on, is he intentionally blocks it off the glass with with velocity. So essentially, his block quite literally creates a fast break because he blocks it so hard that it bounds off the glass. As long as his teammate gets it, they're already in a semi break.
Correct.
But continue.
Correct. So it literally opening up the offense, and they're able to take advantage of that. They have shooters in timely places. Devin Booker being able to throughout the whole game.
Shout out Devin Booker, man.
Shout out Devin Booker.
I'm gonna come back to Book.
Shout out Devin Booker.
Yeah.
To be able to hold your spot the whole game, even when you're not getting touches, to be able to create such consistent offense, not getting your bag. There are players on his team that would not be able to do that.
He was a screener.
He was a screener throughout. So being able to really play in your own. Listen, there are guys on Team USA that would not have been able to do that. There are guys that we want to give the face of the league to that would not have been able to do that. So shout out to Devin Booker for real. But sorry, the last thing I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I think it's super relevant. And going off of Alan's point, because I wanted to say this, but I want to let him finish. I was talking about not getting as many calls. That's a worry point for me, because when you're not getting those calls and you're coming down the stretch, who are the 2 guys, or maybe 3 guys if you want to count KD in that were able to consistently like play through? The guys that have been there,
make shots.
the guys that have been like, I don't need the call. This is why 8. You don't just get. There are 8 championships between them, 14 finals runs. 14. 10, no, I'm sorry. 10, I take back 10. 17. 17.
There are 10 rings between them.
10. No.
Not like individual, but like each if you count all of their rings.
I know, 4 each.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. KD in there.
Yeah,
yes. I'm sorry. Yes. You're right. 17 finals runs. You don't just get that by being like, oh, what do I do when I get hit? You play through it. But we don't have that experience. There's a gap. And this is why, and Alan, I completely agree with you. In a lot of minds, it's a respectable position that Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. But after these Olympics, I'm sorry, y'all. You can hate me if you want. LeBron James is the best player in the world.
Still,
LeBron James is the best player in the world.
Still.
James, he's still. This is the problem. He's still the face. We were talking about before.
He's the face
Everything
of
I said about
basketball.
Jason Tatum, I'm sorry. He will be, but it's LeBron's league. It's LeBron's league.
LeBron's
In fact,
world.
I'm not gonna lie. It's LeBron's sport.
It's his world. He was the flag bearer for USA in the Olympics.
That is fire. That is fire.
It's his sport, bro. This is his.
Let me go to Paul here.
It was never more evident to me than with the entire world catching up. We are literally crowning him in front of the rest of the basket. It's his sport, bro.
That is crazy.
Let me go to Paul here. Paul,
he's 40 years old.
That is crazy.
I want to tee you up for something you love to talk about. I want to tee Paul up for something he loves to talk about: matchups and spacing. Talk to me about, because I think Andre set this up really well. Going off Alan's point, you know, the younger superstars who are foul baiters, they'll remain nameless right now, who are tricksters. They had to, when it got tight and it was about going and getting a bucket, it was Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor that orchestrated possessions to get people in their spots to make shots. So talk to me about what you saw out of Steph, LeBron, and KD down the stretch in those possessions to seemingly every single time get exactly the shot they wanted, and it being a great shot. It was Steph for a catch and shoot behind a screen, KD for his mid-range pull-up, and LeBron getting his transition layups. Talk to me about how they set those plays up, because we can say talent, but I think if you really watch the tape, there was instinctual communication amongst primarily those 3 guys.
Yes.
Talk to me about what they identified and how they got it done.
Before I say that, though, let me say this. I think because we kind of looking back at the Olympics as like some type of like we're looking at it with like it was just a glorious time. But if you really think about it, almost everybody was shooting badly except for LeBron. For most of the Olympics, right?
LeBron and AD. Yeah.
And AD.
Yeah.
AD
don't give me the way AD was robbed of what his role on this team should have been. But I mean, shout out to MP, because during the France game he went crazy, and the Serbia game too. He had a big fourth quarter. But
he did.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, like I think the biggest difference was the intensity on the defensive end. That's what changed it. When they start taking it seriously and respecting these guys that they're playing against, that's when they put their foots on their neck, right?
Yeah, but they still had to come down and get the bucket. Tell me
now
how
they
were getting the buckets.
Now getting the buckets now, right? I think what we saw, I don't know what was going on in them Team USA practices. All right, I have no clue.
I do.
You knew what was going on.
People were throwing it off the wall.
Let him land. Let him land.
Closing their eyes, throwing them behind. Like they were having fun.
Let him land.
I mean, he could be right though, because the thing is, I think what we saw from Steph, KD, and LeBron are like 15 years of camaraderie. Steph and KD played together, right? LeBron and Steph played together in multiple All-Star games, right? And they played on Team USA before. LeBron and KD been playing with each other for almost 20 years. They know, first of all, LeBron is the ultimate point guard and has the highest IQ maybe ever. So he knows how to utilize Steph and KD to the best of their abilities, right? So that viral clip that's going around of LeBron dribbling to Steph knowing to backdoor, and then Embiid setting the off ball screen for KD.
Bam, bam, bam.
It was I think it was Joel. Was it Joel?
Bam. It was
It was
Bam.
Bam.
Bam. You know MB don't send no damn screens. Bam. You
I
know Bam
thought
from
it was
Miami.
Bam.
Bam from that Miami motion offense. He knows when he sees a cutter through to set the pin down. Yep.
Yeah, he said that, and then he said that off ball screen for KD for that open three on the wing. Like that's just knowing how to play with each other. And I think Tatum, to a lesser degree because he barely played. Anthony Edwards, who else?
Ant, I think it's a big one because I think Ant, when it was on like talent games, his talent came through. But I think part of why he wasn't a part of that unit is what you're talking about. That like the unit that would close the games. They were veterans to a level where like they're just anticipation of each other.
Yes,
was so strong.
Yes, which is why I'm saying I don't know what was going on in them practices because I don't know if it was like the younger guys weren't practicing as much or taking it as seriously because they thought they were going to watch the worlds in the Olympics, or they just didn't have the time.
Can I make a suggestion of what I think it is?
Because
I think you're right on it, but I think what you're identifying as camaraderie, I think is attention to detail from this perspective, right? Those three are all champions. Joel Embiid has been, in the league for a long time, and Devin Booker has made a finals run and has been around Chris Paul's of the world. Joel Embiid has been around the Jimmy Butlers of the world, right? All those guys represent an era of basketball where film study was still mandatory. So I think it's less that they have 20 to 15 years playing with each other in via Olympics or All-Star games. I think they know each other so well because they've been scouting each other their entire careers. LeBron knows Curry and KD so well because he's been trying to defeat them for the better part of 12 years. Same thing with Curry and KD, and I think even to a degree, Joel. I think people sleep on how much of a veteran Joel is because he was hurt for so long. But Joel's going on, I believe, year 14, either 13, 14, or 15.
No way.
Has to be because AD is going into year. I believe 12 or 13. And
AD's been around a minute.
Yeah, Joel came in 2014.
Yeah.
So so he's going into year 10, but Booker no, because Booker's also going into year 10, so that can't be right.
Nah, they came in the same year, I think.
Yeah, they're same draft class. They're same draft class.
They are?
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns.
Cat went one.
Okay. All right, but to that point, they've been in the league for a decade, right? Joel and Book. And, the rest of those guys have been playing against each other for so long. So when you've been trying to stop someone doing something, who better knows how to help them do it? Right? Who better knows exactly where Steph needs the ball than Bron, who's been trying to teach his teammates for a decade how to stop him from getting these balls, right? And you know who also told me that that's what it was? Someone who was in the crowd who also had played against or with all those players for a decade. Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, I don't want to call it coaching. I just want to call it, he was basically like a play-by-play analyst. Like he was yelling it out as if it was a direction, but really if he had a mic, he basically just be explaining to you what was happening. But he understood everything. And like you could tell by his affirmation of how the end of the actions were set up and how he was like, yes, do it, go every time. It's like even he understood like that's exactly where I want Bron to have it. That's exactly where KD should get it. Would call things out, and then when someone would get the ball in a certain spot, he'd be like, do it, right?
So there was
there was this awareness of each other's strengths. There was this awareness of each other's strengths and tendencies that shone through that we don't know Ant that well yet. We don't know we don't know Tatum that well yet. We don't know
Morant's not here either, just saying.
Right. We don't know guys that well. One, all your games are still developing. Right. That's one. You don't even really know who you are yet. Right? You're still figuring it out. A lot of you are having your coming out moments in international play. figuring out what really level you need to be at, what role you are in the American pantheon. Those guys already know that they're secure and they got to it. So I think that's exactly what you were identifying, but I just wanted to offer from a different perspective. To tie up just reactions to the game, let's give some time to the frame. For a minute there in the beginning, it looked like Wemby was finna announce himself to the world.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
But then he began to struggle. What were you seeing from France that was allowing them to keep up, but ultimately wasn't enough to give them over the hump, Alan?
Oh my God, from France. I don't know. France was an interesting team to me. I was trying to figure out what it is with them that made them good, but also somebody couldn't keep up with Team USA. And I don't think they have like they couldn't offensively match up with them. I don't think they had enough scoring to keep up with Team USA.
No.
But I do think their defense was pretty good. And you could even see it with the lineups. They took out Rudy Gobert in like the first quarter. He never came back into the game.
I wonder why. How many teams and coaches have to make the decision that I can't play this guy for y'all to believe what I'm saying?
So they just don't have enough scoring to keep the fact after, because I didn't really watch them throughout like the tournament that much. I just didn't get to see their games. But like, so I was trying to figure out like how the hell did they even get to like the finals? And then I heard before they were having like issues with the team too. So I don't know how they made it to the finals.
Wemby.
But it turns out they just don't have. Yeah, Wemby is just nice. That's really good.
Listen. If
Wemby's
they don't
nice.
watch out, everything I was saying about LeBron before, they're gonna be saying about Wemby.
We'll get to
But
it.
Wemby,
We'll get to it.
just like Farrah said, Wemby almost announced himself. I think this was like the prequel to Wemby party. I think next Olympics or maybe even next World Cup, the U.S. might have a problem with him. He might be the one to like knock the USA out, and I think he really wants to do it. So I think France get a little bit more scoring besides Wemby and Fournier, and I think they're in a better position. But other than that, man,
Well, let me go to Dre, because I have a sneaky suspicion that the leading scorer of that game might be a Zoe.
Probably.
And I want to get his name right. I want to get his name right. Gershon Yabusele.
He played in the NBA, right?
For the
Probably.
Celtics for like a hot minute.
Yeah,
Gershon Yabusele.
Dunking on LeBron and whatnot.
Oh,
We
him.
didn't see that. Talk to me about why that matchup was working from potentially your fellow Zoe. Something about him tells me Creole.
Listen, all right. Well, first and foremost, he reminded me about a lot like Lou Dort, if I'm going to be honest.
No.
He really, really did. And that's why it works so well, because of the same kind of play. That stocky, strong, able to listen, okay? There's something about Haitian soup, bro, okay? There's something about He's a bourrique, okay? He knows what he's doing. And not a malbourrique either, all right? He knows what he's doing.
Why was he so successful? What was the matchup issue for him with the USA that allowed him to be productive?
LeBron's old. That's actually
LeBron was clamping Jokic in the fourth quarter of the game before.
No, but honestly, that's the vitality.
He was.
No, he was. But honestly, just from a matchup standpoint, he was able to sneak in a lot more. He's short. He's like 6'8", right? So he's able to move in a lot of ways, but he's also so incredibly strong, and he's able to take a lot of these hits, and he's able to play in a more like physical kind of way that a lot of the USA was not actually matching up with. Letting him get in and get into the dunker spot, get timely steals. Just being a presence, kind of like Jokic was actually, except much shorter. Like Jokic was able to move his body around and not necessarily be a shot blocker, but just be present in the paint. This guy was able to do that, except a lot quicker. So he's able to move his feet. You know what I'm saying? And on the offensive standpoint, he didn't have to. I don't remember if he shot that many threes, if I'm being honest.
He made a couple timely ones that kept him in early. Yeah,
but he's in the 2K community, they call him a back end build. That's what he is. The 6'8" strong. No, that's what it's called. Listen, you can Google it. He's a 6'8".
I don't want those
What's
cookies.
it-
I
what's
don't
it
want
mean?
those cookies in my cash.
Hey, listen, man. He's
What's
a
it mean?
6'8". Back, it's like the. Remember my linebacker build?
Mark.
Yo,
Yeah.
Yo, Mark.
yo, Kingfish,
That's him. That's him. That's what he does.
Yeah.
That's what he
French
does.
fish,
So he's just here. No,
Haitian fish.
Malburique. All right.
Oh.
That's who he is, man. He's just here. He's just here to be a defensive menace. That's what he is. He's a menace. That's who he is.
Paul, close us out with the gold medal game. Tell to me about French mixing up their defenses. They tried a little zone that looked interesting for a while. Eventually, they tried their man. They just seemed they got overpowered. And talk to me about Steph Curry's 3 minutes finish.
All right. So the thing about France, right? I disagree. They don't have enough scoring because they clearly are used to playing with that FIBA ball. They were shooting the like most teams shot better than not most, but a lot of teams shot better.
A lot of teams did.
Then
Serbia did overall.
Good Lord, they made so many damn threes.
So many threes.
Yes. Because they're used to that ball.
Right.
They're used to that ball. So that's the first thing. The second thing, at some point, I think these coaches, including Pop, are afraid are afraid to unleash Victor Wembanyama.
Why? Tell me about.
Are they afraid, or was
Yes.
Pop just trying to conserve his young bull?
But all right, but the France coaches do the same thing, in my opinion.
I think the French coach probably is afraid.
Yes.
Either
Tell
way,
me about that decision. Why are they afraid?
well, because of his build, number one. Number two, he's
Right,
still young in
exactly.
the game. But at the same time, it's like every time he gets the ball, especially later on in the previous NBA season that just ended, as the season went along, it was like every time he got the ball, something crazy happened. Like he's shooting a three that you can't stop. You can't contest. He's getting in the paint. He's crossing somebody up. He's taking one step from the free throw line, dunking over. Like, and he was doing the same every time he got the ball against the US in the Olympics in the third or fourth quarters. He was scoring. Every time. Yeah.
Do you think though? Did you see any? I wonder if you saw any anxious, young, confident energy from him in the goal game. Like to me, he still has that 19-year-old confident energy, but it's like a nervous confident. Like he knows he could do his thing, but he like wants to try to get it done before anyone can try to stop him. Like he seems to move a little too fast sometimes. He doesn't seem like he has like that methodical, like calm confidence to him. Yeah. Your thoughts, Paul?
He needs to get the ball even more. Treat him like a superstar. Treat him like a superstar so that he gets more comfortable. That's what they need to do.
Would that turn to turnovers? Do you have to just live with the sort of young turnovers that results at when you do that?
But hold on. But his style of play, I think it's harder for him to get turnovers than most other players. Because turnovers mean that turnovers happen when you're thinking about the defense. He's not thinking about because nobody could defend him. He's too tall.
You don't think he rushes just a little bit still?
He does.
I think he'll rush a little bit because he's trying to make the right decision. But when you say go out there and just do you, that's gonna go away quickly, especially with a player like him. Okay. I want to see competition. I want to see Wemby challenge the basketball world. I want to see that because that type of greatness is gonna bring out greatness in other players, and and then a lot of other players are gonna be exposed too, which we might get hurt.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's end it there. Let's end it there and transition to the next topic. A great exhibition of international play that we just saw over the course of a few weeks.
Best Olympics in as far as basketball, maybe the best Olympics ever. Sure.
What did we learn about this generation of NBA superstars? What did we, often the Olympics bring out something in some players or exposes something in players that get selected. Alan, take it either way, whatever direction you want to go. What did we learn that was positive, or what was a disappointment about some of the players on this team?
This is a very good question, actually. I'm trying to think of. I'm not going to say anything was disappointing, particularly. Are you talking about as like a group or like out of like certain people?
Either way. Either as a team or individuals.
I'm gonna take it the individual and like not to say this thing is surprising about him, but I think Devin Booker was amazing. I think what we saw from him was
fantastic.
He's not young
obviously,
in the league, though.
Huh?
I don't count him as a young player anymore.
No, but I think that's what we learned. Like he's not that young Devin Booker anymore.
That's what I'm going. He's so savvy. He's a vet, bro. Like he is the consummate. Like we talked about him before on the show. I think I said before during the season that he's the perfect like offensive player in the fact that he could fit almost anywhere you give him. He could be a superstar, but look at what he did in these Olympics. He was like the best role player there was. I don't know what his shooting numbers was, but I'm sure he shot over like 50% from the three because all he did was just get to his spots and play defense hard and did whatever they want him to do. And like I think that was the main difference between him and Jason Tatum. I know Jason Tatum was a huge thing that he didn't get playing time, but like Jason Tatum didn't make like a shot, dude. Like, and I much love Jason Tatum, but like, what is Steve Kerr supposed to do? Like, he's not making his jump shots. Devin Booker is. Devin Booker going to get all those minutes, and that's just the role they need Devin Booker to play. So what I saw for him is that he's willing to be a part of any role. He's just willing to win. And it's just full circle from when I first talked about him on the first iteration of this podcast, as Paul likes to remind me all the time, where we talked about him not going to the Olympics that one year. I was really disappointed because I thought he would have been the best player on that team. But now going full circle, seeing him in like his second or third Olympics, and he's just fitting whatever role he needs to do, and he just wants to win. It's a beautiful thing to see. So I would say I learned that he can fit. Yeah, it's growth, especially that was the year he had the whole thing with like the double team situation.
Oh, no,
go to the Olympics. So watching him
part of the game,
that kid,
part of the game.
Yeah, watching him go from like that kid to like just fitting a role now as being part of like a winning culture through whatever it's to take and wanting to win so bad in the NBA too. It's fire to see, bro. I love it.
I wanna ask Andre in staying on Devin Booker because one, I want to give love to Devin Booker. He is low key like a social media king. Like he's quiet and like reserved. But the fact that he tweeted like 3 years ago to be like, "Yo, someone's gonna have to sacrifice and be on a roll for this Olympics," and he tweeted, "I'll do it." And then after he won the gold medal, he posted a photo of him with the gold medal, and the caption was, "I'll do it." Hard.
Oh, that's fire.
Hard.
That's fire.
Hard, bro.
When I want to come to you, Dre, to talk about, because me and you, we have an affinity for shooting guards. We can't hide it. I know I'm a natural point guard, but growing up, of course, we have affinity for shooting guards, right? And we know that Devin is a Kobe disciple, one of the few remaining. Talk to me about, and I said this when we were picking who was going to start for USA. A lot of people, I think, prematurely are crowning Ant. I don't want to be a hater in saying this. I love Ant. I think he is the future of the league. He's great. But I think we just got clarification. Devin Booker is still the best shooting guard in the NBA.
Correct. No, he is. He is. And I don't even think that's a wild thing to say. It's not a wild thing to say. And here's why it's not a wild thing to say. He is a bridge that people don't think about because he was there when a lot of these true shooting guards, and I say true shooting guards, because a lot of shooting guards today are just tall point guards that don't get the ball that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or they're 3-and-D guys who don't really get in any bag.
Correct. He was there when true shooting guards, D Wade, Kobe, still around, and he's young enough where he can still incorporate that into his game. But he's old enough where he still has some of those combo mentalities where he's able to do more than just be, he's not a spot up. He's not Ray Allen. Okay. He's not quite Kobe because he's not demanding the ball every single time, but he's learning how to be in there, but he's effective. The most important part about being a shooting guard is shooting when it matters most. Okay.
That's what preach, boy. We got a preach button, Paul.
You know what I'm saying? You need to be able to hit your shot when it matters most. And sometimes being able to be the most effective player on the court doesn't mean that you have the ball in your hand. You might be setting somebody up. You might be setting an off ball. And somebody else
standing and waiting.
say again?
You might just be standing and
You
waiting.
might just be
Holding
standing
your
and waiting,
spot. Yes.
attracting the defense to you because you are a threat. The fact is, Devin Booker is the best shooting guard in the league because of all the things he can do and all the things he doesn't have to do to make his team win.
Can we talk about all that's right, and I wanted all that to be praised, but let's talk about the real reason why he was on the floor more than any two guard in the team during the Olympics. Because Devin Booker, we just learned, could be a two-way.
Yes.
Devin Booker was often guarding the best perimeter player on the other team.
And he was not getting blown by, okay? He was not getting, people were not dominating him, all right? He's a 6'5", he's a secret two-way, man. He is a secret two. This is like when we found out KD can play defense. It's the same thing. Like, damn, he really has zero weakness. Zero.
I'll say this though.
Awesome.
I think we need to be careful because we saw what Devin Booker did and we're impressed and we honor it as an example for the youth to see what a professional basketball player should be, an ultimate team player that could take over if he wants to, but if called upon to be a role player, could do it. If called upon,
he's going to be the best role player in the world.
Right. Now, but we got to be careful because what constitutes best? Because right now, if I want to start a team with a shooting guard, I'm still taking it.
I don't know.
So you see what I'm saying? So we got to be
saying. The thing is,
I feel like that question though. Can I just real quick? I feel like the question of who I'm starting my team with is biased to the younger player in almost every instance because you're looking at projections and possibility with the growth of your team. Like,
so give me 1 year.
That's why I like if I'm building a team to win a championship now. Question. Like if I'm building a team to win a championship next year, I want Devin.
100%.
As the best player on the team.
Yes.
Well, that's a different question. We're talking two guards. If at my two,
the best player at the two.
Maybe. Well, yes.
At the best player at the two.
Best player on my team, maybe no. But if I'm going position, I don't want Ant either. I don't want Ant's nowhere near the best player on my team if I'm building a team to win a championship. Nowhere near. Nowhere near.
Just to throw this in there, when Ant was the best player on his team, they made a finals run.
But not because the gap between him and the second best player was so big. He had a great.
I'm sorry, not Ant. I'm sorry, I meant Devin Booker.
Devin Booker did go to a finals.
Yeah, that's what
where
I'm saying.
The gap between him and the next best players was much wider.
Right.
So in terms of what load you can carry, I've seen Devin Booker carry a much heavier load to get to a finals in the West than I saw Ant do, right? So if I'm starting a team to win a championship next year, the first two guard I'm picking is probably Devin Booker. Jaylen Brown has an argument.
Is Jaylen Brown even a shooting guard?
He might be a three these days. But I just want to give him love for he has an argument. But for me, I'm taking Devin Booker.
I'm still taking it.
Let's talk about another player who should be in that conversation, who is also a very infamous Kobe disciple, Paul. ISO, clear out. Folks, if you're tuning in, you just tuned in. You've tuned in for the best potential part of this episode. Paul, what did we learn or what were we not allowed to learn about Jason Tatum? Because also I sneaky think that you have some Steve Kerr hate that might influence this take as well.
Steve Kerr has been overrated. Listen,
hit the button for yourself.
Just listen. What we learned about Jason Tatum is that the NBA world doesn't. The NBA world views him the way I do, and not the way y'all do.
Is that true, or is it Steve Kerr? Because a lot of people kicked up and got mad about that. A lot of people in the NBA universe
I'm not gonna lie,
were very upset about what happened to Tatum.
I've seen a lot.
I saw what Fair was saying. I don't think
I've seen a lot of posts and comments all over the internet.
Former players, current players that didn't go to the Olympics, like
People
legends.
call-
A lot of
people
people were
you're
upset
talking
about
about you're talking about fans, aren't you? You're talking
Yes.
about this man.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's not
about
the NBA
fans.
world.
No, I'm not
talking
talking
about
about fans. I'm not
fans.
talking about fans. I'm not
What are you
talking
I
about
talking
know.
about?
Andre was talking. I knew Andre was talking about that because the fans can't stand Jason Tatum for whatever
Fans
reason.
are calling him a 5-letter B word consistently.
Yes, fans like Paul liked what happened. I think the NBA
No,
universe,
don't put that on me.
the
Don't
NBA
put that on
universe
me.
players
Don't put that on me. Don't
were
put that
not
on me.
only did they
Don't do
disagree
that.
with it. I saw a
This is
lot of
what Andre did
people.
with his story. Don't do that.
You're right, but you can clear it up right now.
That's
I saw
a
a lot of
fact.
players. I saw a lot of players, current and former, that were
Yes,
like
me
felt
too.
offended, like found it offensive.
There was
What
calls for
happened to
Steve Kerr's
Jason
head.
Tatum?
That's a fact.
I saw former players, not current, but
Sure.
that's
Fair
but
enough.
that's my whole
Fair
point.
enough.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about active NBA members, players, and coaches. They listen. Let me say this: there's no reason why Jason Tatum couldn't get more minutes, right?
None.
In almost every game, there's no reason, right? It was biased by Steve Kerr, but the fact that he was able to do it shows you that they don't rate. They don't think he's who he thinks he
Well,
is.
who would have stopped him?
What do you mean who would have stopped him?
Eric Spoelstra.
You're saying the fact that he was able to do it. Who was going to stop him from doing it if he decided that he wanted to do that?
Eric
do you mean?
Spoelstra, who would not have stopped him. He would have
Eric
agreed with
Spoelstra
him.
is an assistant coach.
Hold on
Yeah,
a second. Hold on a second.
that's true. That's true.
I honestly think if Eric Spoelstra or Ty
Adam
Lue
Silver,
were
maybe?
coaching the team, if no, he can't do shit because Grant Hill runs USA basketball, baby. It's
Oh,
not Adam
word.
Silver's world. It's not Adam Silver's world. Alva Silver was sick to his stomach. I promise you that. He said, "Brother, I have a whole rollout for this season that you are messing up." Like,
No, but I'm saying what I'm
scrap some
saying is that if they did that to most other players on that team, if they did that to Drew Holiday, people would be like, I don't know.
Because
Maybe you should be-
schematically, though, it would have been more obviously wrong, though, right? Because Drew is the best perimeter defender on the team, so it would have been like I think Jason Tatum. I think really Kerr got away with sliding that because Tatum's skills are duplicative of KD's skills.
Yes.
So like you can't go wrong with not playing Tatum when you play KD. But I think it was just disrespectful.
But I'm saying he was able to get away with that disrespect because they don't think he's like that. I'm telling you, like if he did that to most other players on that team, there will be everybody will be like, wait, what? But most people are saying were like, oh, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like the reaction to him doing that.
I'm telling you, a lot of people found it very wild from sports
NBA
analysts.
players.
No, from sports analysts, from the current NBA players that are podcasters. I don't know if you've been tapped in, but a lot of the current NBA, not the big name ones, a lot of the small, like the Jeff Teagues of the world, the Theo Pinsons of the world. But they had current players on these episodes that I'm talking about. And they would say, like, yo, I don't know how this is, Stephen A made a big fuss about it. A lot of the Fox guys made a big fuss about it. Shannon made a big fuss about it. Like a lot of people were pretty upset by this.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying, he's not doing that to most other players in the NBA. He's just not, right? It's already crazy that Jaylen Brown wasn't there and Derek White was.
I think he did the same thing to Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis only got the minutes he did because you absolutely knew you needed his defense for some period of the game. But I think Anthony Davis was wholly underutilized. This
I agree with
you.
I think
Bam
played too many minutes that 80 should have played.
Say again.
I think Bam played too many minutes that 80 should have played.
100%.
And
he got away with it for duplicative skills. That's what I'm saying. He got away with it.
That's why I don't find it so crazy that Jason Tatum didn't play some games because we saw him do it with other players. It's just coming out that way because there's some games that he just DNP. If you look at it, just like Pharaoh said, like he has duplicative skills of KD, and I don't think KD played all that many minutes. It's not KD.
He was hurt though. That's different. That's why it was crazy though. Until KD came back, that spot in the rotation should have been Jason Tatum. Instead, 100%. It was often Derek White.
Which is crazy.
Or Bam Adebayo, which is ridiculous.
Which is crazy.
which is
It's
ridiculous.
I'm trying to remember.
Honestly,
I'm
Bam
telling
getting
you,
more minutes. Did Bam?
they
I
could
feel
be-
like Bam got more minutes than AD throughout. Like I feel like
He did.
which is
Yeah, he
insane because there's
He was
no metric.
Joel's primary backup.
There's no metric in which case if I'm looking at a team and I need anything, then I'm taking Bam over AD. Zero metric.
But
That might have
at the
been
same time,
Spoelstra.
at
That
the
might have been
same time,
Spoelstra's influence.
That 100%.
at the same time, we also got to remember like Jason Tatum just wasn't shooting well. Like
No, that's the thing.
Nah, man, I don't want to hear that.
Rhythm
No, he
matters.
wasn't,
bro.
He wasn't.
It
Rhythm
doesn't
He
matter.
never
matters.
got into rhythm because he
It does
never
not
could
matter.
get in rhythm.
Steph went like 1 of 17 in one of the games.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
That's different. That's
Exactly.
different.
It's
And here's
different
why
because Steph
No,
and
wait,
Stephen
hold
Curry.
on. Let's really talk about Steph for a
that's
second.
true. Yeah, right.
Steph hurt the team in a lot of ways in a lot of these games.
Yes, he did. Yes,
He's
he did.
the only
But who-
player on that team who
Who you gonna put in for
hold
Steph?
on. He's the only player on that team
And
that players from other countries were attacking. The only one that they were targeting him and saying, "I'm going after him."
he was
he's
the
the
only
only
liability
one.
on the team.
But he still played because he's Steph.
Yes.
And no, but it's trust. I don't think it's
And-
aura. I
right,
don't think it's
that
aura.
too.
I think it's
No, it's
coaching and
trust. When you know you have a guy that this is what I was saying in the beginning. When you know you have a guy, more often than not, I don't care how bad he plays, more often than not, far more often than not, actually, Steph Curry will deliver you, as he did here. You can afford bad games with Steph Curry because you know the minute, literally the second this man gets hot, it's a wrap for the rest of the world. Literally, that's actually what we saw happen in Serbia. The second this man said, "Oh, I can really do it," it was over. You can live with bad games.
Let me with the time we have left in this segment, let me reframe the conversation though, because I think those were we talked about the important things we learned from the players that stood out the most. Devin Booker, Steph. We talked about Braun. We talked about Tatum. I don't think we learned anything about KD or Bam or AD or any of those guys. But that was sort of what we expected. So we talked about sort of the unexpected. What does this mean long term, though, the way this team was managed for Team USA? Because I think there's a narrative, and I think it's a smart one that was advanced by some of the people, some of the women basketball commentators, because they were comparing it in terms of the women's team. This is the end of the Avengers. Just like Endgame, Iron Man is gonna die. Thor is gonna go off world, and Captain America is gonna retire. Like quite literally.
This is literally the end of the Avengers.
That's exactly how Endgame ended. That's exactly how I see this
And
working.
2028, by the way, I
Allegedly.
think that's such a great comparison because 2028 is going to be whatever the hell Marvel has been doing.
And
since the
what
end
has
of the
Marvel
first
not
Spider-Man
done?
movie.
Marvel has not set up who the team leader is to carry both in the story, but also in the box office franchise-wise, who the next person is going to be.
Well, actually,
Do we?
They just
let's
did.
Hold on. Let's not sidetrack into that. But like,
I'm
there was
sorry.
a period.
You can't
there was a-
bring this up without doing this to
I
me.
know,
Come on.
I know. There was a period of time where they hadn't, right? An argument can be made that Steve Kerr has made the same error with this team. Who has he set up to be confident and to lead this group in 2028? Alan, I'm going to go to you. The argument is maybe Ant, but if you think Jason
Devin
Tatum
Booker.
isn't going to be a huge part, Devin Booker, sure. But if you say if we need a tri-parade again, right? Devin Booker will be ready. Ant will be ready. You're going to need Jason Tatum to be that third guy.
Yeah. So this is a really good question, and I think it's 100% facts. What Grant Hill and them needs to do is from now on they need some program build. It can't just be more assembling like the best players or assembling a one-off team. They got a program build, and it starts right now with Tyrese and Jason Tatum, because those are three guys that was on this team, and they're three relatively young guys. You gotta. I don't know about Tatum, but you gotta get Tyrese. You gotta try to convince Ant to play in the next World Championships.
They're not gonna.
With a
Ant already
group of
said he's
guys.
not doing it.
Yeah, I know.
The whole World Cup,
That's what I said. You. Huh?
Everybody that played on the World Cup is definitely gonna play on in 2028. Brunson, and then adding Ja.
So
right?
if that's gonna be the team, you gotta get them to play in the World Cup.
Yeah,
you have to get those guys playing the World Cup, build some continuity, get guys who are used to playing FIBA international basketball, and build a program. the main difference between Team USA and all these other teams is they have a pro. These guys play years together. You know what I mean? Like that's how they build that camaraderie. Even though they play for different clubs, they've got that camaraderie. They know how to play international basketball as a program. We can't just keep
I think
sending
they
out
practice
guys
every
every 2-3
summer.
weeks.
I think the
Exactly.
international teams practice every summer. That's not
Yes,
exactly.
or Olympics, and I don't think USA does that. I think they do these camps, but I don't think they
Exactly.
actually bring in the varsity team to get some
That's a
bump.
fact.
And I'm gonna tell you this right
Exactly.
now, bold prediction. Ready? And I hate saying this because he's a freaking dookie.
What?
Cooper Flag gonna be
Okay.
on that 2028 team.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
100%.
that's a fact.
True.
Cooper
Hey,
Flag,
Cooper Flag.
so he
That's a
needs
one-
to be on the next World Championship team.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
a fact.
For sure.
He has to. Him,
For
Paulo.
sure.
They're talking about Paulo.
Paolo needs to be.
Paolo's
he
gonna be
was,
fantastic.
He was on the last one and he didn't look that great, but he's
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. Paolo's gonna be fine.
But we're talking about the
Jackson
super
Jr.
young
again.
guys. The guys that are about to enter their prime need to be primed. Let me get a bomb for that. Let me get a bomb for that. The guys in their prime need to be primed.
It might be close in the honesty. When I think about it again, it might be
Ja
it might be
and
right.
Tatum, these guys need to be ready to lead this team. They need to be what Steph, KD, and LeBron were for this team. That's the age. It's not even Ant's not even really supposed to be a part of that. He's just being accelerated. It's really supposed to be Booker, Tatum, AD still. You know what I mean? Like Ja and Ant are like kind of the got next guys.
I agree.
Well,
I
so
agree.
we'll see how that turns out. And let's
Let me
transition.
say this quick.
Go ahead.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that we don't know who's next up in the NBA. So it's like
We had
That's
the
a
same
problem.
problem that we had from our last pod. But I
Yes.
think Steve Kerr messed that up. I
Yes,
think
he
this
did.
was a moment to find that out. And Steve Kerr robbed of us that because he's an older coach. He's a coach of the older generation, and he relied on that generation to get it done.
But what does that tell you? Honestly, what does that tell you about this
Young
new
coach was
generation?
coming up the ranks. Think about that. Are there any young coaches who should be thinking about taking over USA?
Tyronn Lue's young enough as a coach.
Is he?
As a
Yes.
coach? Yes. As a coach. He's a coach. Remember, he's not a player, he's a coach. So
That's true.
you know what I mean?
But maybe
who
that's
else?
part of the issue. None of the guys who are
Celtics.
entering their primes have a coach. Like when Curry began to take over the league, Kerr was right there with him. Tyronn Lue comes from Bron and the Clipper days. Spoelstra comes from Bron and then from the band Jimmy Butler days. Like these are the coaches that rose with that generation. With the Booker Tatum generation, what coaches are rising with them? It would have been Mike Malone,
Oh,
but
wait a
he's rocking with Jokic.
Wait a second. What's his name?
Missoula?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good young coach.
It's
that's a good
Missoula.
one.
What are we
That's a
talking
good
about?
one.
It's literally Missoula. He has
That's
the
a good
formula.
one.
Wait a second. But
Why wasn't he a part of this staff?
for the same reason Jaylen Brown's sitting at home.
That's right. Talk about it. Thank you. That's what I
For
want
the
to say.
Same reason.
As much
the
as I
same-
love Celtics hate, there was clearly a Celtics hate agenda in the building of this roster and coaching staff.
Absolutely.
And it messed up the progression for the next Olympics because those guys, right? We've been forgetting about Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Brown, and Booker. That is supposed to be the three. Ant and Ja are the young
yeah,
bucks.
Derek White, man.
Hey, Derek White was such a pointed. Derek White
Man.
was such a pointed pick that it's insane.
Ball-headed
The
Derek White.
the next Olympics is literally just the Celtics plus Booker. It's
Yes.
Brown, Tatum, Booker, Missoula as the coach. Like that's literally
That's what
the
it has
next
to be.
generation.
Throw in Paolo and Heike, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis starting center. I don't
How
understand.
old will Davis be by then?
He'll be like 33.
33, yeah. Same age as Curry and
He's-
KD right
bro,
now.
he's
He'll be
our
33.
age.
He just turned 30, bro. He just turned 30. He's not our age, but he just
No,
turned
he's
30.
my age. I'm turning 30 in a couple months.
He already turned 30.
Who?
AD.
This year.
In 24, yeah.
80
Yeah,
was in
that's what I'm
college
saying.
when I
We're
was
the
in
same
high
Okay,
age.
fair
school.
enough. Yeah.
But
Like,
that's what I'm saying. He'll be,
Porzingis
all right,
and
so he'll be
Catching.
34. He can do it. He can, if he avoids injury, man, now's the time, AD. Listen, we know he's been Bronze Robin for a minute. he's got to be the face in 2028, and everybody's got to assemble around him.
It's so true. I'm tired of the well. Speaking to that point, one last point before we wrap up the segment, and you could just say agree or disagree in some brief comments. I think another thing we learned about this generation of NBA superstars is that a team that has a Steph Curry, a Kevin Durant, or LeBron James on the team can still win a championship. And these guys have not aged out. These teams are truly just failing them.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. No. 100%.
These teams are truly when those guys rise to the cream of the crop of all these superstars. When all those young superstars look to those guys and say, "You're gonna lead us." When all those guys beat the international superstars that are young and in their primes, like they weren't going against the old international stars. They were going against the international stars that are either young or in their prime. We had the oldest superstars of any international team with those three guys by far.
Correct.
So if they can do that, you can't tell me that with a proper team, one of those three guys can't win. I think the Phoenix Suns are most at fault because they have a KD and a Devin Booker in their prime. They are completely blowing it. I think the Lakers are right there, but I think there's a lot of conspiring not to let Bron get another one. And I think the Warriors are just like honestly trying to let it slowly die. And then they should just let they're getting into that territory where it's like you should let Steph move on if this is what you're gonna do.
And it makes
like
no sense.
You're faking it.
You can't make Steph move on if you just let Clay move on. Can't do that.
No, but just let it go. It's over. It's
Honestly,
over. Let it go.
honestly,
It's over. It's
If
done.
I'm the Warriors, I'm doing everything in my
Let
power.
Steph come to LA, man. I'm just gonna say it.
Nah,
In
forget
season
that.
2, we haven't both
crazy.
Just
Forget
let it
that.
happen. Just
Forget
let it
that.
happen.
Forget that.
Crazy.
I'll say this.
Hell
Let
no.
LeBron go to the Warriors. Let LeBron and KD go to the Warriors, man.
Yeah, I like LeBron and the Warriors since he's a
They
travel.
will let me
He's
tell you
trying to
something.
The
know
Warriors aren't set up well. The Warriors had their
They
depth
will
in
be
their
a
Man,
team
roster
look at
in
the
is
Lakers.
trash.
Who came out of the Lakers?
Their roster's trash. The Lakers roster is ready. You add a Steph to the Lakers roster, we're ready to get one right
That's a
now.
fact, actually. He's right. He's actually right.
Wait, you add Steph to the Lakers roster right now?
Yes.
Right now, they're
I think
winning.
you
the
overrate
chip.
how good y'all are.
No.
I think you've been doing it on this
We've been
podcast
to
for
a
a minute.
conference
With Steph
finals
Curry?
in the last
Oh.
2 years.
With Steph Curry,
And we knew we were gonna lose. You were
you,
gonna.
you switch out D'Angelo Russell or Steph Curry, that
you
team's
joking?
championship bound.
Are you
Are you kidding?
That
Are you
defense is gonna
kidding?
suffer.
What kind of question
Replacing D'Angelo, the defense is going to suffer? Are you joking?
Yep. He's
what
worse.
are you saying?
Yep.
What?
Yep, Steph
What have
Curry's
you
worse
been
on
watching?
defense. We don't talk
What
about
have you
Steph
been-
Curry on defense enough. The
You
same
know
thing
why?
with Dame.
Oh, do you know why we
talk about
hold on.
D'Angelo,
No,
though,
fair,
on
fair, fair.
defense.
Hold on, excuse me.
At least he got some size.
Do you know why? Do you know
They're
why?
the same size.
Do you know why?
No, they're
I'm
not.
sorry,
No, they're
because
not.
we don't.
They're the
I'm not
exact
going to let this
same
go any further.
size.
Do you know why we don't
No.
talk about Steph Curry on defense? Do you want to know why, Paul? Here's why. It doesn't matter.
It does.
When you are so offensively gifted that you literally, we have all watched him do it. You can
Plus minus
literally
works out.
erase bad defense like it never
Point-
even happened.
Points scored for and points scored against with Steph is in your favor.
It's always in your face. He
in your
literally
favor.
takes an eraser to any
Even if he
bad
gives up
defense
20,
that he
even if he
has.
gives up 20 in his matchup, he's giving
It
you
doesn't
35.
matter.
He's giving
It
you
actually
35.
doesn't matter. Like historically, it doesn't matter. He just
Historically.
erases it. We've never seen he literally
No,
started
but that's a
no
fact.
lead is safe
He always outscores whatever he gives up. That's just a
every
fact.
single time. Every
I
single
believe.
time.
I believe that the lack of defense, has been hurting the Warriors the last 2 years.
They suck. What are you talking? It's not
The
been
Warriors are
Steph's defense.
terrible.
We'll
And
talk
also,
about that. We'll
the
talk
biggest
about
problem with the
let's
Warriors,
not
by
get
the way, is
sidetracked.
Draymond
We'll
Green.
pin
Let's
this.
not
I'm
get.
glad
Let's not
we
get
identified
that
this.
switched out.
I'm glad we identified this. I'll cue this up in our next episode. We'll return to this topic. With our last segment, I want to talk about similarly what, when we're talking about moving forward, what did we learn about the world? I mean, we've all sort of said the lip service of the world is caught up, but I want to hear about specific players and specific teams. What stood out? What did we learn about the world? Either an international player or an international team that surprised you. I'm gonna go in reverse this time. Paul, start us off.
That surprised me. Honestly,
Not surprised, but just you learned it. It was something you didn't already know or believe you learned.
what I learned was how many NBA players are really on other teams.
Yeah.
Um,
Canada, chock full of NBA talent.
I knew that.
The whole squad.
I knew
The whole
that,
squad is in the NBA.
but I knew that. Serbia surprised me. South Sudan surprised me with how many players I'm talking about.
Yeah.
they had. That's what surprised me. And that cliche is true. Like the what, you know what I learned? You know what I learned? I learned that the US losing in the cup last year wasn't an accident. It wasn't a fluke.
No, the
It
team wasn't
wasn't
good
a
enough.
fluke. And the
weren't ready.
Olympics are now they're gonna be almost up there with the finals as like importance to a player's career, importance to players individually, culturally.
It makes us look at Melo a little differently, doesn't it?
You said what?
Makes us look at Melo a little differently, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I think
Yes, it
AD
does,
is
but
getting
not-
the treatment that Melo should have got. Like people are starting to like look at AD's resume as like chock full of winning.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
2 gold medals on it now, and it's like, yo, Melo has 4, bro. Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, the competition is crazier now.
yes,
So getting the medal now is different.
Yeah.
But that's what I learned, and I'm happy about it, man. Like, I want competition. Like, I don't want to. Like my
No more
dad, me
easy
and my dad are
Ws.
watching that South Sudan game, and he's like, "Wait, you're rooting for the wrong team?" I'm like, "Nah, I want to see a good competition." Like, I
I'm
wanna see
exposing you. Paul Robinson was rooting for South Sudan in the exhibition.
Yes, I was. Yes, I
Wow.
was, because I want. First of all, I
The
wanted
man is not even South Sudanese. The man is
No, I'm
Jamaican.
No, I'm not.
Hey.
I wanted the African nation to rise up and put up some competition.
You know what? No. I stand with that. I stand.
I
Listen,
wanted the
you know what I'm
African
saying?
nation.
Nah, I would have rocked with Sierra Leone. Yeah.
Okay.
My
Okay.
African nation. Stick
But-
to your African nations. Don't
but-
just be
but-
picking
African
random.
nation.
Don't treat
Nah,
Africa.
man, nah.
No. Don't treat Africa like some ethereal concept that you have no direct line. Like, don't just be like any
Nah,
African.
Everybody not
You have
competing, man.
Well,
Listen, you have
if we're gonna
you
get into
have a lineage country that you can root for Haiti and root for
He's not
Jamaica.
African.
doing
Don't
that.
just
Haiti's not
pick
African.
Africa.
Haiti is Haiti.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying don't just pick Africa on
Haiti
some
doesn't
Black
also
power
have
No,
stuff.
basketball
Pharaoh,
team.
I get what you're trying to do, but you have to, because the other nations are not competing.
No,
Luau
but
Dang
don't just jump ship and be like, whatever
What you mean,
Africa
jump
team
ship?
I'm rocking with. No. Root for Jamaica, root for Haiti, and I'll root for Sierra Leone. Let's
Haiti
relax.
doesn't have a basketball team.
Well, then that's what you need to be focused on. Don't just be picking
you know what?
African nations.
Allen,
Don't
we're
be
gonna do
picking.
it. We're
Don't
gonna
just
do
be
it.
Let's
picking
go
African
build it.
nations, bro.
Alan,
Let's go build it.
Alan,
Like
the
I'm finna be- I'm
freaking
finna be Grant
cartoon
Hill for Team
avatars,
Haiti.
bro. Like,
Alan,
You got to root for
Alan,
France, man.
hold on. I'm
Hell
talking
no.
root for France.
Hell no.
Yabusele. Yabusele.
Hell no. Never
Alan,
France.
the minute
Yeah.
you get back,
Paul,
you're
root for
calling
the
Lou Dort.
UK
No.
team.
Excuse me.
You
Paul,
The
root
minute
for
Alan, you
UK.
get back, we're calling Lou Dort immediately. We're going to solve this problem. All right, it's over.
Get Yabusele. Get Dort.
If nothing else, you're gonna lock up.
You know what? We might even
Never
call
France.
Blake.
Never
France.
We might even call Blake
And
Griffin. He's
in
secretly
the
Haitian.
buckets.
Blake Griffin. Wait,
Blake
he
Griffin
might
is-
be
his dad
eligible
is
to play
Haitian.
for the Haiti team.
That's a fact. Blake Griffin is half
Yeah.
Haitian.
Yeah.
Can we talk
That's
about
crazy.
Joel for a second, though?
No, let's not do it. Let's not do it.
All
We
right.
already
Sorry,
know what's understood doesn't need to be explained. What's understood
Okay,
doesn't need to
okay,
be
okay, all right.
Yeah, but that's kind of how y'all are acting, but in reverse. Like, don't just be picking African teams, like to get down with Africa. No, don't
look,
you
Hold on,
get
if we're
down
gonna
with
keep
Africa
going
like
up,
I
that.
would like to see an African team rise to the same
Pick
level.
yours. Pick yours.
Patrick Ewing has not done enough
Pick
for
your
Jamaican
black
basketball for us
Pick
to have
your
a
black
competitive
nation.
team.
Don't just
We
pick
just
I'm
went
go-
through this.
I'm rocking with South Sudan.
y'all are that's
What you
that is
want me to
clout
do?
chasing. That is cultural clout chasing.
Does Jamaica have a basketball team?
No, it's not.
Cultural clout chasing. You just want to get down with Africa because it's cool.
No.
Pick your team.
No. If you
Rock
if you
with
look
your
at it-
lineage
hold
or
on,
your
Pharaoh,
citizenship.
Pharaoh, if you look at it from a Garveyite perspective, we're not wrong.
No, yes, you are.
No,
Rock-
no,
Rock,
no.
rock with, but then root for all the African teams. Then don't just rock
Yes,
with South
that's
Sudan
what
because
But
they
they
played
are
well.
not competing.
No, don't. Nigeria has a team. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nigeria has
But
a
are they
team.
competing?
Let's go, Nigeria. Let's go.
You
They're the
realize
closest
there's
nation that we got.
qualifier games, right? Like Greece
Yeah.
has just made the Olympics, even though we've obviously seen Giannis play international ball forever. So yeah, your nation might have a team. Go look it up and go root for them in the qualifiers. They make the Olympics great. If they don't, you got to live with that.
Oh, so we can't root for another
Right
African
now.
team?
No,
No, I'm not hearing that.
Rock,
I'm not
rock
hearing
with your,
that.
rock with your lineage
Nah.
or your citizenship.
Nah, get this Joel Embiid mentality out of here, man.
No, you have Joel Embiid mentality. Just
No.
rocking with
Alan.
anybody because you can.
You're-
No,
We
they
have a
black, they
basketball
black.
team.
I'm black. I'm a root
We're
for them.
terrible,
What?
but we have one.
Of course you have one. It's bad.
Nah,
Of course you have one.
Come on, man. You can't root for a team that's not in the game.
Man, you know what?
What do you want
Got
to?
this.
Let me
Here's
drop a
what's
bomb
gonna
for that.
happen.
You cannot root for a
Here's
team
what's
that's
gonna
not in the game.
I'm working out for the next year
Hey,
and a half,
hey,
and I'm
Paul,
gonna
you're
go
supposed to
play
be rooting
Haitian
for
basketball.
Wayne
This is what's
Stapleton.
happening.
You're supposed to be rooting for Wayne Stapleton. Patrick Ewing was supposed to play for Jamaica. Roy Hibbert, Jerome Jordan. These are who you're supposed to be.
Nick
rooting
Richards.
for. Yes,
But they're not competing. Patrick, you were tired how many years ago?
they were in Central Basket in 2014. Akeem Scott,
21,
Mike
21,
Rogers, Brian
14?
Grant, Kwame Lawrence.
2014,
These are the guys you're supposed to be rooting for.
2014.
Yes.
You 10 years ago, we talking about 2024.
Hey, and Jamaica has a women's team too.
Yeah, they probably got a netball team too. Is netball in the
Root for your lineage or your citizenship. Don't clout chase
I
like
would if they
Joel
were-
Embiid. You are being Joel Embiid, just jumping on waves.
Nah,
You're
man.
jumping
One
on waves.
Africa.
If South Sudan didn't have that good game, you wouldn't care nothing about no South Sudan team. So get out of here.
One Africa. One African. From a Garveyite perspective, I am not wrong.
Just clout chasing. What else did we learn about the world?
Nah, man.
What else did we learn about the world? Anything?
Like I said before, they have actual programs. They develop Olympic and World Championship teams. They're not just putting teams together. So, USA, like I said, USA got to get line.
We talked about Wemby. We talked about Jokic. How about some of the other top NBA international players? Shea. Canada was honestly a disappointment.
Yes, it was.
Losing to France.
Yeah.
Shea looking small in a clutch moment once again.
Forget Shea, Jamal Murray, boy.
Jamal Murray played.
Jamal Murray.
Can we finalize that he is a fraud?
No.
No.
That's what he do to y'all.
That's too much.
He's a fraud. He just cooks
He's not a
D'Angelo
fraud when it
Russell.
comes to the
No,
Lakers.
let's be honest about it. He just cooks
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell. That's it. He cooks D'Angelo Russell, and we think he's this great player. Anyone else, buns.
I would say you're right, but the bubble, he balled out in the bubble too.
That's a fact.
pre-injury. That's pre-injury.
Oh, so you're saying after
I will
injury, he's
say-
basically useless.
Unless D'Angelo Russell is in front of him.
I will say
You got a lot of hate for your starting point guard.
I don't have
Yeah,
hate.
I'm-
I'm just honest. I love D'Lo, but Jamal Murray cooks him. I can't lie.
I will say Bogdanovic looked just
Like
as
he could
good.
be a starting player on a championship team.
On the Nuggets,
He looked just
specifically,
as
they need
good,
one too.
if
Now
not better.
Tavius Caldwell-Pope is gone.
He
They
looked
should
just
go
as
get
good.
him.
He looked just as good, if not better, than Jamal Murray next to him.
Thank you.
He
you.
did.
He
I
did.
knew you were gonna bring it up at some point. Watching him, I'm like, he kind of doing Jamal Murray type of things right now. Man.
And hey, tell the people, did I not like a year ago we were talking about Trae Young and the Hawks, where I said all of them players are championship level teams, just not together. I
you
specifically
did say
said Bogdanovic, if he could go to another team, would be a championship level player.
But at the same time, I said the Hawks had enough help for them to be good.
Ain't he on
and
the
you
Kings
said,
now?
nah.
Is he on the Kings now? Or no, that was what's his face? Kevin Huerter.
Kevin Porter.
Yeah. Bogdanovic
Yeah.
was on the Kings.
Bogdanovic. I think he's on the Hawks.
Nah,
He's
been
still on the
for like-
Hawks. He's still on the
like
Hawks.
3-4 years.
I want
Force your
him.
way to the
4 or 5
Nuggets.
years.
I want him. I want him.
He's one of the best shooters in the NBA.
High
Like,
key, yo, put him on the Suns. Suns gonna look different.
That's true. Well, the Suns have a different problem. The Suns have
Yeah.
They have
The
many
Suns
problems.
don't have a real center. That's one of their biggest problems.
Put him on the Mavericks. That's a chip.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's a chip. Are you
Yo.
joking? Are you dumb?
yo.
So wait, you gonna put Clay at the 3?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So you're gonna
At
start
this
Kyrie,
age, he's probably better to guard threes than twos, honestly.
You're starting Kyrie, Luka, Clay, and
Bogdanovic and Gafford, that's eating. Are you joking?
got
That's
no
amazing
4.
spacing.
That's
Huh?
fine. That's fine.
Luka
That's
at the
fine.
4 is all right. Luka demonstrated in that.
I'd rather
first-
Luka guarding fours, honestly. Yeah, I'd rather Luka
Honestly,
guarding
he
fours.
That's
demonstrated in that
fair.
first.
That's
Listen, he
fair.
demonstrated in the first round. He actually knows how to play defense. He just
On
don't
bigs.
care.
He actually is a good post defender. It's the perimeter where he has it. Yeah, it's the perimeter where he has issues. Yeah.
Right, because he's got to show some effort, but he can move his feet enough to just
he
be
got
present.
that body for the post. He could take those back down bumps.
Hey, Mark
Hey, hold
Cuban. Hey,
Hey, hold on.
Also, I also believe what's the swing on the Hawks? DeAndre Hunter could be a great I want him too. Championship level 3 or
He's
4.
been-
The Hawks have
been
everything they
coming
need. We got to examine the Hawks.
I just
and
want a
Trae
Hawk.
Young.
Give me Trey. Give me Bogdan. Give me Kevin. Just give me one. Give me. I don't want Clint. But give me.
I don't want Clint. Hey,
I don't want Clint.
hey.
But give me one of the Hawks. I want one of the Hawks.
You know what that tells me? There's a certain je ne sais quoi that the Hawks are missing. There really is. There's something wrong with them.
Coaching. Should have never fired Mike Woodson.
That's a fact. What a mistake.
What a mistake.
What a mistake.
Wasn't that Trey's fault? Wasn't that the rumors going around?
Yes.
Mike Woodson would
That's
never.
cap.
I don't think
I believe
Mike Woodson
that's
ever
cap.
coached Trey.
Oh, then I'm sorry. I'm thinking of
No, wasn't it Mike Woodson?
No,
Who took
no,
him to-
no.
who
He's
took him
right.
to the
He's right.
conference
He's
finals?
right.
The
He's
guy
right.
from the Bucks, the coach Budenholzer.
No,
Oh,
no,
Budenholzer?
no,
No. It was after
That's
Budenholzer.
that's before Woodson.
Yeah, that's before Woodson.
Before Woodson.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
It's,
what you're talking about.
it's a black guy who looks
Yeah,
like
it's a black guy.
What's his name?
We know it.
I know exactly who
We
you're
know
talking
it. We
about.
know exactly who we're talking
Pierce.
about. Yes. No.
Yes,
no.
Lloyd,
not
Lloyd,
that
yeah,
one.
Lloyd Pierce.
Lloyd
Lloyd
No,
Pierce.
no.
That's the black guy.
That's not the guy. I'm telling you right now. Give me a
Gentry.
second. Nate McMillan.
Oh,
Nate
yeah.
McMillan.
It went from McMillan to Pierce.
No,
Yeah.
it went from Pierce to McMillan.
Pierce
it was
to McMillan.
Michael, Lloyd Pierce, then Nate McMillan.
How long was McMillan there?
Till 2023, and then they had Joe Prunty and then Quinn Snyder. Should have never fired
Jeez.
Nate McMillan.
They've been changing coaches like crazy.
Nate McMillan was
that's a
179. Nate McMillan coached for 179 games and was 99 and 80.
sheesh.
Quinn Snyder was 46 and 57. Should have never fired Nate McMillan.
No, it's a mistake. For sure a mistake.
Because Snyder was nice on the Jazz, though.
I mean,
That's a
yeah,
fact too.
but not great. Wait, hold on. He might be one of my assistant coaches right now. Hold on.
Quinn Snyder. Oh, he definitely is. Wait, no.
No, I think he's still the coach for the
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I got Nate McMillan. Hey, and Scotty Brooks. Talk to me
Yeah,
now.
Scotty Brooks. That's what I was thinking of. Scotty Brooks.
Oh, I can't wait till we pot about JJ Redick. Y'all know I'm geeked. Oh my god.
I think he's gonna be a good coach, actually. But
I
we'll
think
see.
he
We're gonna
actually
talk
is
about
too.
it. Trust me, we're gonna talk about it. Anything up, or we could wrap early.
We can
Anything
wrap.
else?
Yeah,
I got nothing else.
Uh,
Tell them when we be back.
Folks, we will be back September 28th, the weekend before Media Day, to do free agency analysis and some preseason predictions, okay? So tap back in. Season 2 will officially start then. We'll be rocking every Saturday, 10:30 to 12. And can I make the announcement, fellas? Can I tell the people?
Sure.
Well,
We also will be coming at you Thursday nights, 8 to 9 p.m. That's right, season 2. You're getting 2 pods a week. We're going to give you this content, all right? So welcome back. We hope you had a great summer. Enjoy the last bit of it because it's almost fall, baby. And you know fall means basketball.
Yeah. And don't forget, you're going to be catching us on Twitch in 2K25 too. You're going to get all the content. You're going to get all the content.
That's offending.
allow me to
So on
say,
behalf of my... Oh, go ahead.
I will be going crazy over the Knicks this year. You thought I was bad last year?
Wait, I know what I want to
We
finish.
We got to see
Hold
something
on.
We
this
going
year.
Can we
crazy.
We about
please
the
talk
Knicks
women's
up.
ball?
Yes.
Can we just give a little airtime to the women's Olympic run?
Oh, they just came back too. They just came back to the WNBA.
Yeah, so let's set ourselves up to talk women's ball. Let's talk about their Olympic run really quickly. Asia Wilson what's going on? What is going on? This is some of the best basketball I've seen on the women's
She's
side.
goated. She's goated.
She's ridiculous.
Dominating in the way Diana Taurasi used to.
Yes,
not
Brianna
in
Stewart,
2K.
I have a beef with Brianna Stewart. She's been saving herself for the Olympics, and it's very clear she has not been cooking that much in the NBA regular season, and she gets to the Olympics and she becomes the best player in the world, arguably again.
Well,
I mean, listen, man.
What was that?
A lot of
You gotta
players
get that
get
goal.
activated when they start playing with other superstars, man.
And then
That's a
we
fact.
played the Sparks last night. She has like 30 and hits 5 threes. Oh, so you just were waiting.
She wanted to save it. She did not want to get hurt. She wanted that goal.
I have
Yeah,
another
no,
beef.
The Liberty were one of the best teams before the
We
Liberty.
are the best team. We have the best record in the WNBA. Speak
Right.
on it.
Right.
No, I know. That's because Sabrina's having an MVP season, yet she didn't get no burn in the Olympics. How does that work?
The same way Jason Tatum won the.
I know.
I
I know. That's that.
Yeah. How many close games did they have? I know that the final
Just
game
the
was
gold.
close.
Just the
Just the
gold.
gold?
Literally just the gold, which was crazy. Yo, France is nice on the women's side. Nice, bro.
Gabby,
They got a form Gabby Williams, who
She's
was a
nice.
former NBA player who needs to come back. Marine Johannes, who is a Liberty player, she literally refused to play for the Liberty this year just to train all year for the Olympics. That's the dedication she has. I hope she comes back for the end of the season. If we get Marine Johannes back for the end of the season, it's clipped for all y'all women. I'm telling y'all right now. If Marine comes back to New York for the rest of the season,
It's probably going to be Aces Liberty again in the finals.
don't sleep on Minnesota because Nafisa Collier was killing the Olympics, and Minnesota has the best record in the West right now. Don't sleep on them. Now, the fact that we've noted that the Aces have 4 All-Stars, but now we have to say they have 4 Olympians, bro. What's going on?
That's crazy.
What's going on?
You know who I like? I wasn't really familiar with her game before.
Jackie
but I like
Young?
watching the Olympics.
Jackie Young?
Jackie Young too. But I like
Chelsea Gray?
Copper. I like Copper.
Oh, Cop, Kalia, Ka. Yeah. No, she's
I
filled.
was familiar with her game, but I like her during the Olympics. She's nice.
She's over there in Phoenix where they got to figure out what's going on too with Skylar and Brittany, because Brittany looks very solid and Kalia looks good. So what's really good with that team? They got
shout out to Brittany Griner. I'm glad she got out there and got the goal after
we
all.
actually clap it up. Paul, we got a clap button. Clap for
Good
Brittany
for her.
Griner for feeling proud enough to stay on her chest again. And real talk, for wanting to get on a plane again to go.
Yes,
overseas.
exactly. Shout out to Brittany Griner.
You look great. DT, you got one more. You can calm down now. It's over. It's over, DT. I love you, DT, but it's done. It's done. Now.
It's a wrap. You packing her up?
Go sit next to Sue. Go sit down next to Sue Bird.
No.
Okay.
You remember what she said about I forget her name right now. That's crazy.
Also, I love that this is
Caitlin
the
Clark.
international
like she's
Oh,
gonna introduce her to
Kaylin and
the
Angel gonna be on that team in 28.
Yeah, oh yeah,
league.
for sure.
That's a
For
fact.
sure.
That's a fact.
Hopefully, Cameron is as well. We want a speedy recovery to Cameron Brink. Is it Brinks or Brink? I think I'm saying Brinks because of that decom movie that we all loved back in the day.
You say Bruce because of the truck.
Y'all don't remember that movie, the skating movie, Brink?
Wait.
That sounds mad familiar.
On
The
Disney
Disney
Channel,
Channel family movie? Or what's it
Hell
called?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna tell every wasn't Disney kids. Let's not do that.
I was watching
Disney
Zoog
adults,
Disney.
too. What are you
Were
talking
you
about?
watching Zoog Disney?
Of
Do you
course.
know what Zoog? You only know about Disney Channel. Y'all don't know about
Zoog
Zoog Disney.
Disney.
Zoog Disney.
Who are you
I don't
talking?
remember that. I don't remember that at all.
Disney.
You
I
don't
was-
remember Zoog Disney?
I was
Is
on
this a
TV.
Brooklyn thing?
That was the name of Disney Channel before it became Disney Channel.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
don't-
was.
They don't know. They had different cable providers. They don't know about
Oh,
that.
that's what it was. They didn't. They were watching PBS Kids all day.
It was They don't know about that Optimum.
Right.
Brooklyn. That's Brooklyn things. That's big Brooklyn things.
No.
No,
I was on
32,
Florida the
33,
whole time.
34.
What?
I
Channels
was on
32, 33, 34.
They were
That's a
watching Barney,
wait.
Sesame Street in the
31,
morning.
32, and 33. What are you talking about?
Then they were watching Reading Rainbow at
You was
noon.
on some cable vision.
That's a fact.
Yeah, you was on some cable vision.
Then they were watching some Cyber Chase in the afternoon, in the evening.
You don't know.
What are
You don't
talking
understand.
About? What are you talking about? What are
Yeah.
you talking
They did
about?
not-
You wasn't
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
Archie.
yeah.
You wasn't
You
watching
forgot about
Archie
Tarzan,
TV?
the animated series? Don't talk to me.
Who
All
forgot?
right?
Who forgot about that?
Don't talk to me.
Who
You
forgot
only
about
watch
that?
You only
Don't
watch it on
talk to me,
Saturdays.
man.
On ABC.
Facts for ABC. Facts. Saturday
ABC.
morning. You know what I was
Yeah,
watching on
yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
morning? Big Power Rangers.
Wait,
That's
what?
a
What?
fact.
At what age? At what
Power
age was Zoo? Because I don't remember that at all. What age was this?
I've never
That
heard
was,
of
that
you.
was when
I'm
we
not
were
gonna
bad,
lie.
like
That
five.
was
4,
babies.
5.
That was crib. That was in the crib.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. That was like
No, but time out. Y'all wasn't
like
watching Power
01,
Rangers.
02. It was a wrap.
Don't talk to me about y'all wasn't watching Power Rangers. Who we
How far
talking
back
about?
you go?
Tommy?
How far back you go? How far back you go?
How far back? I go back to Mighty Morphin, boy.
Why? Yeah.
What we talking about?
wait. But it's a two-part question. Okay, everyone can say they was back on OG Mighty Morphin. How long did you stay?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to. I don't know if I want to.
I was there for Mystic Force. I gritted my teeth.
Mystic Force.
I was there. I
No,
stayed
that's
there
not-
through Mystic Force.
That's since your teenagehood. What are you talking about?
That's a fact. I was there.
That's crazy.
I stayed.
I think I gave that up. What was the last one I saw?
If you say anything less than SPD, you're a fraud.
I remember
SPD. What was that?
I remember the dinosaur one. I remember when there was a
Dinosaur one is
dinosaur
probably the
one.
last one I
You feel
saw.
if a Dino Thunder? Y'all are
I remember.
bad.
I remember that. That's the one I remember.
Yeah.
I remember Dino Thunder. I remember the ninja. I remember there was ninjas at one point.
Storm. Yo, don't do
Ninja
this
Storm
to
is
me,
fire.
bro. I'm really about this Ranger life, baby.
Ninja
I
Storm is
memorize
fire.
all the way to Morph, man.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's crazy.
SPD
You just-
emergency. What are we talking about?
No, that's crazy. Don't do that. Who came after SBD?
Mystic Force.
Oh, so yeah, then I stopped with Dino Rangers.
Man, you missed SPD had a black Red Ranger.
Oh no, actually, wait.
SPD.
I
had a
remember
black
him. I
Red
remember
Ranger
him.
with
I remember him. I
dreads.
did watch that one. I did watch that one.
Are you dumb?
I did watch that
A
one.
black Red Ranger when they did the Red Ranger episode, and he pulled up and he was like, "Huh, I see what's been going on here."
Hey, no, wait a second. He's not the first red. He's not the first black Red Ranger. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
Because the Cars one, the
There were multiple cars for it.
no, the
Turbo,
Turbo,
Or
yeah,
Speed
he was
Force.
the first black Red Ranger.
Turbo or Speed Force.
Turbo,
Turbo had a black Red Ranger.
yes.
I think.
And
you're
then he
right.
became the Blue Ranger in Space Force.
Yeah, they got him right out of there, didn't they?
They said, "Wait a minute, they don't like this demographic."
Yeah, the original Turbo. Yeah, the original Turbo Red Ranger was black, but that was like for dead a season, bro. They switched him so fast.
They switched. Then they shot
switched
them in
him
the.
so
I'll never
fast.
forget that. I'll never forget
They-
that. They
I
shot.
forgot that they even did it. Like when I think
They
Turbo, I
shot
think of
him-
the other guy.
They shot them into space, and they met a new
No, bro,
Red
they had
Ranger,
a-
and he
no,
said,
they had
"You
a
can't be
different
red,
Turbo-
but you
They
can
had
be
a
blue."
different Turbo Red Ranger. Like he dead got replaced.
No. It's the same guy.
Brother, I'm trying to tell you something. They literally replaced the Turbo Ranger, bro. There was a different Red Ranger Turbo.
What?
First of all, the first Turbo, we're talking original Turbo, was
Yeah.
Tommy, right? Then TJ was the second one, and then they replaced him with a Troy Burrows guy, and then they made TJ a robot.
What are you talking about?
I'm on Ranger Wiki right now. On
Nah,
God.
hold on. Turbo Ranger.
Wager
This
Ricky's
is this is
crazy.
irrelevant to everything I said.
Fast breaks.
No, I'm pulling up a picture. Tell me why I'm looking at a black man. What are you
What's
talking
up?
about? All right, we gotta go. We
All right,
catch
so
up.
anyway, they had two. Fine. I feel like the
catch
end of the
up.
episode is the good time for us to do these segues and just keep it tight.
Word.
Well, we got to 90 minutes. We're gonna end it now. Folks, again, we'll be back September 28th, and then we're gonna come every Saturday and Wednesday. So we'll be following up. Sorry, Thursday. We'll be back that next Thursday, and Saturday, Thursday after that. You know, thank you for joining us. This has been Fast Breaks. We out. Light it up. Bow.
Come on. It's fast breaks. Listen. We back with another one.
Fast breaks, yeah, we coming with the takes. Never early, never late, but we always push the pace, yeah. And we really study tape, y'all just view the highlights. Man, we really watching games, yeah. You just watch from the stands. We run 3-man weeks, Paul, Trey, and Alan, yeah. way more than a fan. We got love for the game, we don't have to pretend. Got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. I'm the run the fast break, throw me the outlet. Yeah, we got it out the mud like you get it off the glass. Time to run the fast break, throw me the outlet.